Looking into the world of One Piece, there are a bunch of pirate crews out there with their captains trying to become king of the pirates. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna find the perfect crewmate to add to each pirate crew to help them on their mission. Now before we get started, I just have to let you guys know that I cannot add any crew members that are already affiliated with a pirate crew or an organization. So this means I can't take Ben Beckman from the Redhair Pirates and add him to the Straw Hat Pirates. That would make no sense whatsoever. But what I can do is I can take somebody like Crocus, who is not affiliated with anybody right now, and add him to whatever pirate crew I wish. This video will contain manga spoilers for One Piece, so if you are not caught up, back out of the video immediately. Now the pirate crews I'm going to be looking at are the current Yonko crews, and I also will be adding in Law and Kids crews as well because they have similar bounties to that of a Straw Hat Luffy. So I gotta throw them in there. Let's get right into it. Now, who could the Straw Hats use to help Luffy become the Pirate King? I know some people may be thinking about, well, Carrot. Carrot is not on my list for the next Straw Hat or anything like that. And I'm not even considering people like Vivi and Yamato because I believe those two characters are using the Jinbei clause. Now, what is the Jinbei clause, you may be asking? The Jinbei clause is, I'll join the Straw Hats, but I gotta take care of some business first, so I'll holler at you later. So I'm looking at Princess Vivi, I'm looking at Yamato, and I'm seeing the Jinbei clause. They will end up joining up eventually. But when I'm looking at the Straw Hat crew here, I mean, Luffy's bounty is already over 3 billion berries. But the main thing that sticks out to me is that Straw Hat Luffy has a bunch of connections. So there can only be two characters that fit this position perfectly. Right now, I'm thinking of Dr. Vegapunk or Silver's Rayleigh. But since I can only take one, I'm probably gonna pick Dr. Vegapunk. Now I know you guys may be asking, well, why did you not take Silver's Rayleigh? Well, I believe I can't take Silver's Rayleigh just based on how Luffy's personality is. Luffy already knows that Rayleigh already experienced the end of the New World, and Luffy is a captain that does not want to cheat the system. Yes, he will train with him in hockey and get better that way, but he does not want to know the One Piece or anything like that. So obviously having the right-hand man of Goldie Roger walking around on the Thousand Sunny would not be the best thing for Luffy because you don't want any of the other Straw Hats being tempted on asking Rayleigh about his adventures. But Dr. Vegapunk? Oh my goodness. Vegapunk is the perfect pick. He will be able to improve the Thousand Sunny. He'll be able to even improve Frankie even more. He'll be able to assist Robin in her ventures as an archaeologist and a historian because he literally read all of the books and memorized everything from Ohara. You're giving the Straw Hats access to incredible weaponry, machinery, inventions, and not only that, Vegapunk happens to have good relations with Monkey D. Dragon, who happens to be Luffy's father, who happens to be the leader of the Revolutionary Army. These things would work perfectly with Straw Hat Luffy because he would have somebody on his crew that has a direct tie to his father, and Vegapunk is the smartest character in the One Piece world. His inventions alone with the seraphims and everything would literally put him in the top 10 strongest in One Piece right now. Absolutely, the brain fruit, you gotta give it to him. The only thing the Straw Hat Pirates will be worried about is protecting Vegapunk's storage, which is gonna bring us on to our next crew, the Red-Haired Pirates. Now, as we already know, the Red-Haired Pirates are incredibly strong. The Conqueror's Haki showing that we've seen from Shanks literally had Admiral Aramaki running for his life. And if we look into an SBS, we can see that Ben Beckman is not too far off from Shanks. So they're not really lacking in power here. Shanks recently decided that it's actually time to go for the One Piece. If I'm thinking about the perfect crewmate to add to the Red-Haired Pirates to assist Shanks, it would actually happen to be Shanks' actual pick, Marco, the former first commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. Can you think about how nasty the Redhair Pirates would be if they were able to add Marco? First of all, Marco is an elite healer, boxing against King and Queen, holding them off at the same time, literally was pulling up on Perospero, boxing with Big Mom. I mean, Marco was literally showing out in Wano. I mean, Shanks and Marco literally have history. Marco was on Whitebeard's crew. Shanks used to be on Roger's crew. Marco has his own unique experiences that he learned while he was sailing with Whitebeard that he can actually teach to the Red Hair Pirates. This is why Shanks really wanted Marco, because Marco can heal, he can box, he's elite, and he traveled with Whitebeard, who happened to be Roger's literal rival. If I'm looking at the Red Hair Pirates plus Marco, listen, Shanks finding the One Piece is looking better and better for him already. This next crew is going to be a tough one. The Blackbeard Pirates. Now, when we're looking at the Blackbeard Pirates currently going up against Law's crew, we can see that Blackbeard really recruited people that have elite devil fruits, or he was handing out elite devil fruit powers to each of his crewmates. Blackbeard was able to defeat Ochoko during the Rocky Port incident. Granted, we do know that Kobe Kobe was there and had something to do with it, and we will find out more later, but we do know that Blackbeard actually captured Kobe. We also know he has ex-Admiral Kuzan sailing the seas with him. Now, we don't know if Kuzan's a member of SWORD. We don't know what the full situation is, but what we do know is that Blackbeard's crewmates all have elite devil fruits, every single one of them. So that just got my mind thinking. If we need to find a character who's not affiliated with anybody right now with an elite devil fruit that has a similar type of style, mindset to Blackbeard, the answer for me would be Golden Lion Shiki, y'all. Shiki is still alive in the One Piece world out there somewhere. Shiki is canon. Shiki has the ability to make things float to a degree that's so powerful that he was able to box Garp and Sengoku at the same time. Shiki was also considered a great rival to Goldie Roger. So if you're gonna talk about Roger and Whitebeard and all these people, you have to mention Shiki in this conversation. Shiki was also a part of the Rocks Pirates. Shiki is no scrub, and the fact that Shiki is still alive, still has an incredible devil fruit power, I could see Blackbeard picking up Shiki. Now, if Shiki is added to Blackbeard's crew, I could see it more as a partnership type of a situation here, because I don't know if Shiki has the personality really to go underneath Blackbeard's rule. But again, why not have Blackbeard scoop him up? Blackbeard already defeated Ochoku, so Shiki would know that he's certified. I think this would be a great pickup for the Blackbeard Pirates. I don't know who's stopping Blackbeard from finding the One Piece. That's going to be really tough. Now, the next crew we're going to talk about is a sad crew. Disappointing. They've let down their captain for the most part until recently. But, I mean, there's not that many people that we can really name from this crew that really stand out to us. The Heart Pirates, y'all. Law's crew is awful. Outside of Jean Bart, don't even get me started on Beppo. If I start talking about Beppo, this video might get demonetized, taken down from YouTube, community guideline strike, who knows? Do not get me started on Beppo. Law is literally boxing against the Blackbeard Pirates, and a couple of his crewmates are doing a little something, but outside of Jean Bart, it's looking bad. If Law didn't increase his haki from Wano and awaken his devil fruit, they would have been clapped by Blackbeard already. But let's point out some good things about Law's crew. As we know, the Heart Pirate ship is literally a submarine, so Law literally travels underwater, and a lot of his crewmates are great swimmers. Now, we know that Jean Bart is a tank and he was able to stop one of Von Auger's shots, but that's not enough. We understand that his crew grew up in the harsh waters of the North Blue. They're able to spit water like water guns or anything like that. That's not enough. It's cute, it's nice, but it's not enough. We have to find a crewmate that complements Law's crew, which means that the crewmate that we are adding is great in the water. I'm looking at Princess Shirahoshi from Fishman Island. Now, I know what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying, well, listen, Shirahoshi is a friend. She's an ally of the Straw Hat Pirates. Well, technically, so are the Heart Pirates. But Shirahoshi, for everybody else outside of the Straw Hat Pirates, will be a great addition for Law's crew. Think about it. Eam even understands the threat that Shirahoshi poses on the world of One Piece. Shirahoshi is literally one of the ancient weapons Poseidon. Shirahoshi has complete authority over all of the Sea Kings. That literally means the dangers of the sea, the threats of the sea that can literally sink ships in no time. Shirahoshi can control all of that. This means that if Law's crew is traveling underwater, you have access to Law's room that can teleport the ship and the people in it, and you can also use Shirahoshi as an asset for Sea Kings. I believe Shirahoshi would be the perfect pickup for Law's crew because they love to fight in the water. Law with Shirahoshi, pretty much unstoppable for the most part until he gets to the Straw Hat Pirates. That's when Shirahoshi is going to tap out, but still, I think that's good enough. Now, for argument's sake, if people say, well, Shirahoshi really wouldn't count because she's a friend of the Straw Hats, well, then I would actually have to end up taking Kawamatsu because I am still sticking to the fact that I believe that Law's crew would work perfectly with a fisherman. But not only that, Kawamatsu is actually one of the greatest swordsmen that we have seen in the Wano arc thus far. We've seen Kawamatsu put in work on the roof against Kaido, going crazy in Udon prison. He's no scrub whatsoever, and he can actually help out Law's weakest part of his game, which happens to be his swordsmanship. This one is sad. Just like Law's crew, the Kid Pirates are pretty much lackluster outside of Killer and Kid. We understand that Kid and Killer are both elites because they are in the worst generation. They were boxing against Kaido on the roof, and Kid was able to unlock his Devil Fruit Awakening against Big Mom. We know that he has access to the railgun technique that was able to push Big Mom out of Onigashima. Kid has definitely leveled up his game, but against other Yonko, Kid has always had bad luck. Kid fights against Shanks, Then Shanks takes his on to make the match. Then Kid pulls up with his crew somewhere. Kaido falls out the sky. Crew disbanded. Apu switched sides on him. All of these things are going on. It's ridiculous. Hawkins switched up on him. Kid needs somebody with brute force, a protector that can hold their own. I know this pick may be shocking to everybody else, but for me, it's right on the money. I believe Edward Weevil would actually be the perfect pick for the Kid Pirates. No joke. Now, I'm not claiming that Edward Weevil happens to be Whitebeard's son or anything like that, but if Edward Weevil actually is Whitebeard's son, it's scary because the ceiling is high. That's pretty much what Ace is to Roger, essentially. But ignoring all of those what if scenarios, Edward Weevil became a warlord moving solo. That means he's amongst the names of Mihawk and Bartholomew Kuma. That's great company, y'all. Edward Weevil is literally known for destroying entire pirate crews by himself, y'all. This literally matches Kid and Killer's energy. They have no regard for human life. Kid was pulling up on Shanks. This is something that I believe Edward Weevil would do because Edward Weevil is literally on the hunt for a Yonko. He is on the hunt for Blackbeard. I think that would be the perfect protection for Kid to have against Blackbeard, picking up Weevil and seeing what Weevil could really do. Even Kizaru was giving Weevil praise. This is the same Kizaru that said, I'm gonna go to Wano and try to stop Big Mom and Kaido. But in the case of Edward Weevil, Kizaru was making comparisons to younger Whitebeard. If he picks up Weevil, I think Captain Kid will be definitely formidable in the new world. Dangerous. We have to obviously talk about the last Yonko, Captain Buggy, who happens to be the figurehead of the Cross Guild organization. So Buggy, we know, is great in relations. He was able to get Crocodile and Mihawk together somehow, some way. We do know that Crocodile and Mihawk really are running the operation, but still, Buggy has that much influence that they needed to use Buggy's crew, his clout, his resources, his assets, to really help them grow. Looking at the creation of the Cross Guild and knowing that their goal is to literally put bounties on Marines and hunt Marines down, the first thing I was thinking of is, well, we gotta get them a former Marine. But the one former Marine I wanted right now is currently affiliated with the Blackbeard Pirates in Kuzan. So clearly I can't take Aokiji because he obviously is under the Blackbeard Pirates, but I thought of another thing to do. Rather than grab up a former Marine, we can literally look at Buggy's influence, his past. Who did Buggy sail the seas with? That would happen to be Roger and Rayleigh. Yes, if Rayleigh's not going to be sailing the seas with the Straw Hat crew because I had to use Vegapunk in that situation, Rayleigh would be an incredible addition to the Cross Guild. Now, I don't see Rayleigh going out of his way to attack the Straw Hats or anything like that, but for attacking the Marines, or at least protecting the pirates against the Marines, if we know anything about Silver's Rayleigh, he's always jumping into action to protect the pirates, protect his pirates that he has close relations with from Marines or any type of outside threats. Because Buggy and Rayleigh have history, they know each other, I could definitely see Rayleigh being somebody on the defensive side of the Cross Guild. I don't see Rayleigh going out of his way to hunt down Marines, but Rayleigh protecting the Cross Guild, helping out Mihawk, Crocodile, and Buggy against Marines that are going to be attacking them, I could definitely see that happening. Now you guys let me know down in the comment section below, which pirates would you add to each of these crews to help their captains reach a One Piece, reach King of the Pirates? And with that, I'll see you next time.